Okay, so this I think it's safe to say that this is DC Comics week, and it kicks off with Supergirl and Gotham. I'm just saying, Gotham is DC. I'm just saying, but I just wanted to point that out before I get into this review, which is really awesome. This awesome DC Comic Week is gonna, it kicks off with Supergirl and then leads right up to the premiere for me. Well, for me at least, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Now, there's obviously going to be spoilers in this review, so you may want to get up off this video if you have not seen the latest episode of Supergirl. So, when these fingers disappear, you better be gone too, because I'm about to fuck it up for you. Now, okay, so we get a little bit of a backstory of how Martian Manhunter came to take on the form of of who he's been, this whole time, Hank Henshaw, and how he came to know, Supergirl's adopted family, like how, he met her father, like we get to see the fate of, Jeremiah Danvers and Hank Henshaw. It's like they basically killed each other. To one was trying to kill the Martian Manhunter and the other was trying to save him. And man, that is fucking crazy. I'm kind of glad that DC Comics has not yet made a Martian Manhunter movie, because I'll probably be in that movie theater crying like a girl watching The Notebook and shit. I'll probably be bawling my eyes out, because his story is a very, very, very tragic one. He's lost his family, and when he comes on Earth, he's being treated like he's the worst thing like he's the worst thing that people have ever seen. I'm not saying that's bad writing, when people treat him like an outcast, because he looks different and whatnot and whatever. But it's just fucking sad. You shut him out completely because he looks different, but you open up to Superman because he looks like us, and then he's like this. He's like a godlike being, and he can basically destroy us if he wanted to. But with Martian Manhunter, he looks different. Okay, he needs to go away. He needs to go away. We go away. That's like how people who look different, they go through that struggle, where, people who are, I guess, everyday people, refuse to accept, others for being different from them and everything, from how they look, and people who are born, disfigured and whatnot. That's that can be something that those people who have been in that same path, in that same kind of light, to for them to relate to, where people look at them differently and they want to treat them differently and they want to bully them or treat them like they're like there's some kind of some kind of virus to humanity and whatever. Which is really, really sad. That makes the story of Martian Manhunter even more sad. And oh my gosh. And then and also Supergirl decides to reveal her identity to Lucy Lane. I'm like, okay, she's being, Lucy is being a real bitch right now. Do you think that's a good idea? But it turns out she tells her, her true identity, and she tells her about how she had to hide her, her identity from everybody, and how it was, best to stay in the shadows about her, her abilities and whatnot, and and then after that, now her and Supergirl are it seems like they're buddies now, even though Jimmy may end up being Supergirl's love interest by the end of the season. So I don't know if that's gonna knock some dents in their friendship, in their newfound friendship. But I enjoyed this episode. I mean, I liked how it answered some questions that we've been asking for quite a bit. Like, what happened to Hank Henshaw? What happened to Jeremiah Danvers? And it turns out that while he was erasing, that dickbag's memory, he saw Jeremiah. I'm like, what? So it turns out that what is he still alive? I mean, from the looks of it, he did not die. That's how it looks anyway. And I'm sure they'll shed some light on that before the season's over. So, yeah, this was a pretty cool episode. And then that fucking Silver Banshee bitch tries to sell out, Kara. And then she gets herself even more busted, like in the process. And then just when you thought she's going to fall and have an accidental death, she screams so loud like Sindel. And then the power of that scream just slows down her fall. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's some Silver Banshee type shit right there. And so it'll be interesting to see that come into play for the worst for Supergirl in next week's episode. Special guest star The Flash. I've been ready. I've been so ready for this crossover. And oh my gosh, I cannot fucking wait. Is it next Monday yet? Oh no, I mean, there's so much to look forward to. And The Flash comes back on, this week. So I wonder if something is going to happen to him at the end of this episode of The Flash in this week. And then you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Where did he go? And you're like, you got to watch Supergirl to find out. You're not going to find out in next week's episode of The Flash. I mean, he may talk about it, but you got to watch Supergirl. The catch up on whatever happened to him in the last scene of tomorrow's episode or whatever. So yeah, this episode of Supergirl gets 4 out of 5 chair spins. 1, 2, 3, 4. And if there's anything I failed to mention in this review, feel free to tell me in the comment section. How excited are you guys? I mean, come on, are you pumped for Batman v Superman? I sure as hell am. Oh my gosh. And I'm pumped for how every show that I'm watching this week, like on my list of shows that I watch, it's like literally DC comic products. Like, I'm about to watch Gotham, like right after I get done with this review. And then there's The Flash, The Return of the Flash, and The Return of Arrow. And then Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, the very next night. So if you enjoyed my review, thumb up this video and make sure you click subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.